This is Julie Thompson from the IAB MIXX Conference 2011. I'm here with Kathy Eldon, the founder and president of Creative Visions Foundation. Thank you for being here, Kathy.
I am delighted. It was a great opportunity for me to share what we're doing in Creative Visions, which is...
Yes, I was going to say, which is, tell us.
We support creative activists who use media and the arts for social change. People who use media, the arts, and technology for social change. So that includes everybody here. We have about 90 projects and productions with whom we've been working for the last 10 years in all over the world, 4 continents, people who had amazing ideas that they needed to develop into a project or a production or an organization. Some of them have even become their own 501c3 charity foundations.
Wow. Well, talk about prolific. I mean, you're the author of 17 books. You've been a teacher, a journalist. You've worked in England, Africa, the U.S. I'm probably missing something. Also a film producer. So I know the audience was thrilled to hear from you about the topic of storytelling. So what did you have to say?
Well, actually, I told them one story, and I built that story. I think that's the word of this conference. It's all about story building. The story began with my son Dan, who was a young artist and an adventurer. He grew up in Africa, and he was inspired by many extraordinary people to want to do things that would help other people. And the first thing he did was to help an individual who needed a heart operation. Then he helped a family, a Maasai family, by selling bracelets. I have a lot of them on today. Then he helped a community, a refugee camp, by taking a group of kids down to a refugee camp and giving money and their Land Rover. Then he helped a country, which was to tell the story of a terrible famine in Somalia. And then he tragically died. He was stoned to death by a mob together with 3 other young journalists. So his story, from my perspective, was over, but it was only just beginning. And in fact, what we did after he was killed was to start to tell the story of other young journalists or journalists at risk. We did a film called Dying to Tell the Story with CNN and TBS, which went all over the world and inspired tremendous action and reaction on behalf of journalists. We went on to create a foundation that could inspire other people. We created a book. Chronicle created a book which inspired, believe it or not, Tom's shoes. I mean, Blake Mykowski came to me and said, your son was the inspiration, one of the main inspirations for Tom's shoes, which has now given away 1 million shoes. Dan apparently was an inspiration for the group Invisible Children, which is an amazing bunch of young people who are activating kids around the world. We now want to create a massive social movement called the On Revolution to turn people on to the power they have to change the world around them. We want to do it with kids through a project we call Rock Your World, which will teach storytelling, story building, and with moms called Exo Moms for Extraordinary Moms. So we're just beginning a whole nother chapter in this crazy story building about Dan.
Wow, it's amazing what you've done out of a terrible circumstance. How is technology helping you achieve these goals?
Well, when you think that Dan started by using a photocopier, and then maybe a bit of word processing, and then a little bit of film, and we started with film, which got to a lot of people, but it's tough, and then books. Books are great. Technology, oh my gosh, you know, we have the potential of literally millions of people. It's transformative, and it's democratic. We can reach people through mobile technology in the bush in Africa, where they never would have seen a film. They never would have managed to get hold of the book. So it's a revolution. We call it the On Revolution.
Excellent. So, well, we wish you the best of luck in everything you're doing. What do you hope for in the next year? What would you hope the headline to be for Creative Visions next year?
Oh, thank you. I would hope that we would be taking Rock Your World to 11 million school children across the country to create a paradigm shift in the way children think about their power and their ability to affect the world around them, to create change, positive change, to connect with others, to communicate, to catalyze action, and to global transformation, nothing less.
Love it, love it. So great. Well, good luck to you, and thank you so much for being here.